Welcome back to some Magic the Gathering Arena. My name's Felt, and today we're playing jank. Oh, I can't lie, we're playing the jankiest jank. I haven't even given this deck a name at the time of recording the intro. In case you're wondering what this is Asterisk Niv to Light. Why am I saying asterisk? We are missing most of the cards that Niv to Light uses on Arena. So as a result of that, you can't really run Niv to Light. You're missing you're missing two of the biggest cards. Sylvan Caryatid, being a hexproof defender who can tap for mana. Armored Scrap Gorger tries its best, but it's not hexproof. He tries, though. He's a good approximation. But then there's the real card, Bring to Light. Bring to Light is essentially a tutor that can be countered twice. It tutors up a card, and then you're allowed to play it for free. You're typically using it to grab either Niv Mizzet or grab a random one of from the deck, Nahiri, Supreme Verdict, Teferi, Kaya, and then you get to play it for free. This deck is not that deck. This deck uses a lot of ideas from that deck. A lot of these run two-color spells for Niv Mizzet Reborn to be able to hit. Prismari Command, Culligan's Command, Veto, Vanishing Verse, Growth Spiral, Teferi, Kaya. There's like a lot of these cards that you can hit it. But then it's just kind of like a random 80-card Yorion pile that uses Leyline Binding, with the top end using Titan of Industry, and then Nissa can technically kind of tutor it up if you can get a second landfall trigger. Just like we run Omnath here to do the same general thing. You don't really get the double landfall trigger that often in this deck, though, I will warn you. And is this deck good? No. Is this deck fun? Yes, because it is so wildly all over the place in what you can hit and play. And because of that, I'm making a video on this terrible deck. Let's jump into some jank. Alright, we're going first, so this is totally worth it. I don't actually think we can play this Vanishing Verse until we get Scrap Gorger down. I was gonna really hope for an untapped land. What's the worst that can happen? This is a deck that I feel like would work much better in Modern. I think we play this so that it gets blown up by something that they want to play. Vanishing Verse does hit a, Never mind, they're playing Jund. Let's play Nissa, sure. This is a cool card. We can play Omen of the Sea and then Growth Spiral if we think we can get off to... Oh, are they enchantments? Oh, Omnath, hi bud. Let's play Growth Spiral to see if we can't hit another land. I think if I do a green here and I get a Titan, I can play the... I can't play the Titan, I'm so upset. I can play... Omen of the Seas. Get a Teferi in hand. You can put Yorion in hand. What a weird opening. This is why I like this deck. I don't care that it's good or bad. It's just neat. So they're just straight enchantments tribal. That's so neat. I'll give my opponent all the props under the sun for them trying some crazy stuff as well. And we will add some green so we can play Titan. I think I want to blow up the thing that gives them mana ramp because they just missed a land drop. And we won a game! Oh my goodness! This deck is not good! It's really not! It's an amalgamation of Yorion and Elementals. This is not a good deck. Opponent's going first. We do have Growth Spiral on curve. And we keep. We don't have the black mana for Kaya yet, but we'll draw it. If we need red and black to play Invasion of Alara here. Looks like my opponent is just raw Rakdos, which is pretty bad for us, honestly. I don't think we play the Spars Headquarters because we have all the mana colors already, because we just want to be able to cycle it away, I think. Three Damahe. Growth Spiral. Yeah, especially drawing a second white source there. I think we absolutely just want to cycle away the Spars Headquarters. Yeah, sure. Great job, opponent. You really got me. You know what? I take back what I said. We might not want to do that. We might just want to... growth spiral and put it on the battlefield? You know, we'll growth spiral, get the extra planes on, and then we'll make our decision. This also determines whether or not they just slam Shieldred here. Slamming Shieldred here gives me problems. It's not the end of the world, but it's not my favorite thing to deal with. Fable. We can just Dovin's Veto the Fable. And now we'll growth spiral, see what we'll draw. Put in a tapped Steam Vents. We can just get a free 4-drop or less from this. What do we hit? I'm gonna play Omen of the Sea and then just like hold back on the Supreme Verdict here. That seems like a pretty good idea. I don't want the Rogren Triarm right now. We have our red, we have our black. Vanishing Verse plus Kaya will be pretty good. We're pretty low on life here. They can see the Supreme Verdict though, so I'm assuming that they don't want to like play anything. So I think we're just... Can I play Kaya here? I think I can get away with playing Kaya here. And just using her to exile this guy. Which seems pretty strange. But this is one of those just like gain some card advantage moments. I believe on this upcoming turn we could probably Yorion, but I'm not sure. Shieldred. Alright, well, upkeep stop just in case the game tries to screw with me. Vanish the Verse on the Shieldred. Play the Zeotor's Proving Grounds for more black mana. We can hold up Disdainful Stroke now, and we will plus on Kaya. Disdainful Stroke is really nice here. Because if they try and play like another big 4-drop spell, we just Disdainful Stroke it. Supreme Verdict. Get that guy out of here. And I think we played Spar's Headquarters. And we're holding back, but we will play Yorion at some point, probably after we minus the Kaya on something else. Opponent scoops! Holy cow! We're winning games! We're actually winning games! I think we just beat Rakdos midrange! This literally screams Rakdos midrange. I think we just beat Rakdos midrange. Holy cow! Hey, look at that! Random Yorion piles always work, baby! Opponent goes first. We do have mana ramp. I don't want to keep it. I feel like the Scrap Gorger is going to die really fast. Oh, it's another Yorion Enjoyer. Okay, Omen of the Sea might change how we do things. Because Omen of the Sea could just, like, make sure we hit stuff. I don't know why my opponent is, like, staring at my Spara's Headquarters and then now, like, touching their Xander's Lounge. Like, yes, we're both playing Yorion. Congrats. You're playing a very obviously much more boring version. Wow, look at that. Yeah, I'm slamming Scrap Gorger. I want to start eating their graveyard ASAP. If they're running Reanimator strategies, Scrap Gorger eats them alive if it can stay on board. Or my opponent is just that boring of a player that they already have a Leyline Binding. Wow. I tried touching grass, opponent. I've heard it's lovely. This joke brought to you by the fact that I'm playing a very suboptimal deck and I've lost lots of games so far. And I'm very tired of the, like, random, like, 50-card piles. Or, like, I guess in this case, 80-card piles that just, like, aren't very good. We can keep this. I'm really tempted to Leyline Bind their oh, never mind. I'm now going to Leyline Bind their Risen Reef because we have our own Titan. Hopefully we can draw a land here soon. I kind of just want to slam Elishnorn, but, like, no lands, so it's kind of hard. Man, my opponent just grabbed every meta card in the game and slammed them into one deck because they don't have a brain, huh? This joke brought to you by people not having an understanding of how the meta actually works. Oh, hey, that'll fly. Goodbye, small child. I hope it's incredibly apparent that all of this is a joke. There we go. So can I put my Yorion in my hand? The reason we want to is because we can flash this Leyline Binding and, like, do something cool with it. Unfortunately, my opponent is probably about to hit the Reanimator spell, and we won't get our guy back in time. Fires of Invention. The classic, I don't actually want to play Magic the Gathering card that all Yorion players play. An enchantment? So they're force drawing an enchantment on this next. Enigmatic Incarnation. Will we just play Elish Norn here? That seems pretty good. Now they have no ETB effects, meaning that if they do like sack for something with an ETB trigger, it doesn't do anything. Elish Norn kind of hard shuts down lots of stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, this is just an Enigmatic Incarnation deck, which is kind of dull and not that great. My opponent have removal spells over there that target Elish Norn that aren't Leyline Binding, because if they don't, they're gonna have a bad time. That's an ETB effect, opponent. Yeah, do your Yorion thing. Great plan, opponent. Sacking the fires to go get something with an ETB trigger, probably. Their own Elish Norn, so nobody's playing games today. Got it. Oh, wait, hang on. No. Hang on, I got this. You don't get your Elish Norn. Bye-bye. Get that out of here. Technically speaking, Teferi's gonna die here, but that was cool, wasn't it? Yeah, their stuff has just, like, no ETBs at the moment, which does really, 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 really hurt them. I mean, yeah, you can swing and kill Teferi. You're just going to lose something along the way. No ETB triggers, as is tradition. Obviously, we kill the original, in case they ever do find a way to get rid of my Elish Norn. This Teferi being gone does not really bother me. Your Yorion enters and does nothing. They're sacking that to go get a 4-drop. Thassa, so they can now... Okay. So here's the thing. We're going to get back 2 Leyline Bindings, which is going to give us 4 triggers. So, first things first, Enigmatic Incarnation, and the Risen Reef. Now, Thassa, and the Yorion. Which is why we got rid of both the Leyline Bindings there. We'll draw a ton of cards. Including, in this exact instance, a Disdainful Stroke in order to stop any bigger threats that they have. I think we kind of got this in the bag now. I don't think there's much they can do anymore. Fable's a problem child, but it doesn't really, like, lose me the game. And Moonblessed Cleric doesn't have an ETB trigger anymore. We will use this to draw this Armored Scrap Gorger here, because why not? Valky can be played as Tybalt! It's pretty cool, right? And they scoop! We got there! Yeah! We beat Enigmatic Incarnation Yorion! That's a really good deck. That is an incredibly good deck. Enigmatic Incarnation Yorion can, like, silver bullet you. So me just getting lucky with my silver bullets was really nice. If I didn't have this Elish Norn, I would have lost. This is one of the reasons why this deck works better with Bring to Light, because I could have done the same thing, just with Bring to Light, instead of, like, the way they do with Enigmatic Incarnation. I don't have to sack stuff for that, I just have to cast it uninterrupted. But yeah. Yeah, we got there eventually. GG's. Opponent's going first. We have a pretty okay starting hand, though. I think we've gotten pretty lucky in a few of these recording games. Unfortunately, my opponent has a Shieldred avatar, which makes me think mono black with hand hate. It's not hand hate. A little surprised. I think we're just shocking the... no, it's Orzhov. Okay. Well, if that's the case, I think we just play Scrap Gorger. Orzhov doesn't scare me as much as mono black. I say that in my opponent's... No, it's a Rite of Oblivion. That's a little bit more annoying, but not the end of the world. This is just to be toxic. And take away their mana ramp. They went down to 5, so just ripping their mana ramp away from them is pretty okay. Whoa, Strider. Yeah, okay, so they're just like Orzhov sack nonsense. Alright, let's play this like this, and now just play Invasion of Alara to go get a free card. This deck is so janky. They can use the Rite of Oblivion to get rid of whatever I get here. Ooh, Bedevil! We can kill the Woe Strider! That is nice. That gives them less fodder to use on the Rite of Oblivion, and now they just have an 0-1. And escaping that is 4 other cards, and they only have 2, one of which they don't really want to use like that. Fun fact, we can Nihiri away that on an upcoming turn. I say realizing that I don't actually have the mana for it. We play Armored Scrapgorger. Get some graveyard hate going so we can yoink away the Rite of Oblivion on this upcoming turn. Okay. Oh, it's on the same card. I was going to say, why can I not play Nihiri there anyways? My red and white mana are both on the same card. We're also playing things like this because this way we can Dovin's Veto. This does have blue mana on it, being the Zagoth Throne. Meathook Massacre. No! Is that toxic? It might be a little toxic. Alright, let's mark you for red mana, get rid of the Rite of Oblivion, because that's the removal spell. Play Nahiri to just kind of blow up the Cleric class? Weird choice, I know, but I think that's the right decision here. Your 0-1 goat's doing great, buddy. I think this is going to be a game where I got lucky and my opponent got unlucky. Which has been happening a lot this morning. Valky! I'm kind of okay with Valky right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I can play Valky here. Wow, a Woe Strider and a Shambling Gasp. That's crazy, opponent. Don't those get, like... Yeah, don't those get sacked? Yeah, they exile those at the beginning of the next upkeep. We're just not gonna do anything. And we're just gonna play Valky. Because we have Valky. And we're going to exile the top card of each player's library. Which is not great. But now we have 2 Planeswalkers for them to worry about. Did I say Valky? I meant to say I'm playing Tybalt. They do get to make a treasure token, and then they do get to scry, which do be kind of nice. I'm going to say that they're going to go hunting for, like, stuff, I guess. They don't have anything in hand, do they? No, they're completely empty-handed. They're just going to sack the goat, too? That seems a little silly, opponent, I'm not going to lie. Alright, so they lost the Woe Strider. They get exactly what they wanted. Children? Hellstinger. Okay. We're just going to go ahead and tap this out right now while we're thinking about it. Eat up the Meathook Massacre because we can. They don't really play hasty stuff in that deck, I'm pretty sure. Fun fact, if they do play a threat, we have Tybalt. And my opponent scoops because I, weirdly enough, got very ahead very fast. I think their deck is like, it was just a tiny bit too slow. It was just the tiniest bits too slow off the draw. The Rite of Oblivion with the guy was really good, but they just didn't get to keep their Woe Strider rolling, so I guess, you know, worst comes to worst, they just lose. GG's. Orzhov Sacrifice. Opponent goes first. We have pretty keepable hand. The only oddity is Bedevil here. Let's see what my opponent plays, and that'll decide what I play, because we can just... That makes me want to use these lands here so that I can Vanishing Verse the Cauldron Familiar, perchance. This does destroy an artifact. We do now have double black, but we don't also have double... We also don't have the red. I guess we play the Armored Scrapgorger, then use the Armored Scrapgorger to make our extra black mana here. We can't play the Armored Scrapgorger. That is embarrassing. If they try and do the Cauldron Familiar loop, I'm going to go ahead and hit full control here. If they try and Cauldron Familiar loop here, to get it back, we exile it in response to the second returning of it to the battlefield. Because now they can't save it, I'm pretty sure. Unless they have another sacrifice effect, which they do not. Alright, so we got the Cauldron Familiar out of the running. That's good. That's a big W. Because that was probably going to cause us a lot of problems. Bedevil will be played soon with Watery Grave. Really sad that I flubbed the Armored Scrap Gorger. I didn't think about needing to play Dreamroot Cascade. Blood Tithe Harvester, sure, he's not the worst problem to have. Scrap Gorger can probably chump for a turn. I would love to have not gotten every single Pain land. But that's fine, we'll do our best. Unfortunately, my opponent does still have this Witch's Oven, which until I can bedevil it, is just going to cause me a boatload of problems. Do I chump to save 3 life? I don't think I do. I don't think that's worthwhile. I think I might just slam Omnath on this upcoming turn, because I have the mana colors. Red, white, green, blue. That's a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world. My opponent's probably just hunting down a Mayhem Devil on a land drop. I think we do just play Omnath here to regain some life. That's a Mayhem Devil if I've ever seen one. No, it's a Croxa? Okay, I think we drop Sunfall, because Sunfall doesn't do good in this matchup anyways. Oh, my opponent's not a knower! If you go full control, you can sacrifice the Croxa to the Witch's Oven and get an extra trigger. Or get an extra food token. Yeah, I think this is a don't bother blocking, just play Omnath. This doesn't look like they've played any removal spells yet. Can you, like, hurry it up? Just, like, the tiniest of bits there, opponent. I will say, I do get to eat the Croxa. Which is pretty nice, meaning they can't escape it. They don't really have a choice in the matter here. I will play one of my tapped lanes, because I don't have any other plays this turn anyways. I will, in fact, draw a card. Thank you, Omnath. We'll just play one of the tapped lands and get that 4 life gain. Omnath is really important in a lot of matchups like this where they're trying to slowly drain you out. They do get to exile the top 2 cards of the library off of Unlucky Witness, but I swear, if we somehow pull out a dub against Rakdos Sacrifice... I mean, they haven't hit removal spells. If they don't hit removal spells, I'm kind of okay. Like, the Mayhem Devil's annoying, but 1 damage at a time will not kill me. I mean, obviously I can't block the Blood Tithe Harvester. If they sack it, I die. But I'm gaining back enough life per turn that it doesn't really matter. Hi! This means I get both of Omnath's triggers when I drop a land. That's the exciting part, which does not allow me to bedevil this turn, but it's just nice to gain 4 life and a bunch of mana every turn. We can put Yorion in hand, because that way we can blink Omnath on this upcoming turn. Elish Norn can block their stuff, because Elish Norn has 7 toughness, a little bit of a bigger booty for them to get past. Unfortunately, it seems like they've probably drawn a removal spell from the way that they're pausing over there, but I think they're trying to figure out if it's Elish Norn or Omnath. Personal opinion, it's Omnath. No, just another Mayhem Devil. Interesting. Elish Norn still lives. Elish Norn with that 7 toughness booty. Quite difficult for my opponent to get past the 7 toughness booty. We do get a really cheap Yorion play here, though, which is really nice. She still has a 4 toughness booty. And are they planning on sacking a Mayhem Devil to make sure Elish Norn dies? Because honestly, that's kind of a big dub for me, because now I can kill their second Mayhem Devil. This is kind of okay in my book. But they don't know that I have the Bedevil, so... Alright, let's just make sure we have enough black mana here. Eat a Mayhem Devil, it's the most annoying card. Kill the Mayhem Devil, because now I don't have to worry about anything. Play a tapped breeding pool to gain the life. I guess we'll just go ahead and cycle the gardens. Just stop holding up prio. And smash. We could have killed the Witch's Oven, but that doesn't seem like it's the best move. Fable, little annoying. Not the biggest deal in the world. I will obviously hit the double swing here. Exile some of their graveyard, but then I will play Yorion to get Omnath back. Eat another Devil. These counters will go away if I Yorion it, and I don't really want that. Also, eat sword, eat. That's funny. Yeah, we will blink back this Omnath. Not super useful, but pretty good. It's just an extra piece of card draw. And leave this guy alone, because he made it up to being a 3-3. I could let him come back in a different way, but... yeah. I guess that one piece of card draw really sent him over the edge there. It's why I was thinking that play to kill Elishnorn was pretty silly. I think they saw the Omnath double triggers and were like, wow, that's a lot of value. We gotta kill the enabler. Why didn't they just, like, kill the Omnath? Because if they were gonna do that anyways, they could have just killed the Omnath with that 4 damage that they did. And Omnath is the problem. That's a note for all you players out there who play against a deck with Omnath. Omnath is a much bigger problem than the enablers, because Omnath is the thing that triggers stuff. 80% of the time, he's the number 1 thing you want to kill. Omnath Locust Creation is an insane card. GG's Rakdos Sacrifice. So, the deck kind of went 5-2 in the final numbers. I was going to record more, but I think winning 5 games is probably good enough while ahead. You got to see how it fared against 2 of the most meta decks of the format right now. Rakdos Sacrifice and then Rakdos Midrange, which are 2 of the most prevalent decks in the meta. I wasn't getting Thought Seized, though, which is the biggest bane of a deck like this, is if you're getting Thought Seized out early, you're probably going to have problems because a lot of your cards are silver bullets. Like, look at the commands in the Bedevil here. But I do think this was a decent showing of how the deck can operate under good conditions. And I want you to keep in mind, this deck will only get better if Bring to Light is put on Arena and Sylvan Caryatid is put on Arena. Bring to Light allowing you to be a tutor for whatever you want. Really, really, really nice. And Sylvan Caryatid, unlike Armored Scrapgorger, while Armored Scrapgorger does have incidental graveyard hate as part of the card, Sylvan Caryatid is hexproof. So depending on, like, how the metagame is rolling at the moment, one's much better than the other. At the moment, Sylvan Caryatid, much better because Rakdos is so prevalent, and Rakdos has tons of targeted removal, and Sylvan Caryatid just gets around that by saying, hey, you can't target me. Honestly, I'm still really impressed and surprised. I think the deck did like 3 times as good as I was expecting, and it did literally 5 times better than it did in my testing. In my testing, I went like 1-4, and my game's going 5-2 here. Like, this is mind-blowing, honestly. But I do think it's kind of a proof that draw matters a lot in a deck like this, and you shouldn't be afraid to mulligan a little bit aggressively. I think going down to 5 in this deck can cause you problems because the mana base is all over the place. And it probably will be no matter what variation of the mana base you're going to do. It's a 5-color deck after all. But if you can mulligan down to, say, having something like Omen of the Sea and Growth Spiral in hand, as well as 3 lands, you'll probably find the cards you need eventually. Or say Omen of the Sea and then one of the commands. You'll probably find what you need eventually. You'll probably get there as long as you're not blown out too early. And then you can eventually work your way up to an Omnath as a silver bullet to gain you life and card draw, or Niv Mizzet in order to refill your hand. Fun fact, I don't think we actually saw Niv Mizzet once. I think we saw almost every other card in here, except Niv Mizzet during those games. Oh yeah, fun fact though, Elishnorn, she shuts down a lot of the meta right now. A lot of really powerful decks depend on ETB abilities. Don't sleep on Elishnorn, Mother of Machines. This card is insane. In constructed formats. Asterisk. Either way, as per usual, deck list will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I guess hope to catch you in the next janky gameplay.